Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back to my podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I am going to talk a little bit about business today. And since this is Black History Month, I wanted to share some tips on how to support Black businesses. This can work for any business. I realize I have a pretty wide audience from all over the world, different walks of life, backgrounds, and everything. And this can work for anyone, but especially for Black businesses, because I want to really hone in on my community. I am very much a supporter of other Black businesses besides my own all throughout the year. But since this is Black History Month, I really want to set aside this month to really dig more into the community, the Black community, the African diaspora as well. So here are a few things that you can do to support Black-owned businesses. One thing is be intentional. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really think about. Be intentional. This could be work for any aspect of your life, but be intentional about seeking out businesses that don't often get a lot of attention. One thing that happens a lot, and I may do a whole podcast about this, is that there are a lot of ideas that have come from the Black community that have made mainstream fashion, that have made mainstream news, that have made mainstream, even on the social media front especially. And often we don't get the recognition for it. We have to be intentional about tagging the originator of things. And that is something that we have run into so many times as Black creators. And oftentimes you will see, a video go viral or some sort of phenomena go viral, whether it's a TikTok dance or some sort of meme, and where it originated from is almost non-existent sometimes. And we have to be more intentional about supporting people in general, anybody, but especially our Black creators, because there are so many top TikTok dances and, hairstyles and fashion and all these things that literally have come out of our culture that we see on the runways. And there's no, There's no tribute to the originator of it. And it has come to the point that we've had to call things out, openly, to almost put the other brand or person or entity or whatever on blast to get the recognition, and so that is something that's my number one on the list, is to be intentional, to spend your dollars with Black companies, because we don't often get the same exposure, especially when sometimes the exposure is actually, you can kind of say, stolen, So be intentional. Be intentional about where you spend your money anywhere, but especially with Black businesses. The second thing is, ask what they need. What do you need for your business? What is it that you need right now? Sometimes people just want a shout out. Sometimes it's just you reposting something in your stories. Sometimes it's just you reposting, something on your Facebook timeline, or if you have a newsletter, offer to put something in the newsletter, for them. If it's part of your business, you can quote them a price on whatever that is, or just even out of the goodness of your heart, say, listen, I usually charge XYZ, but I'll do this for you for free for the, maybe for Black History Month. Post something about different Black businesses and how people can support them, whether it is shopping with them or, passing along their information, for a gig or a job, or, and make sure everybody's reputable, and you would actually don't just suggest people because they're Black. Suggest good Black businesses that you have done, a great exchange with, and pass the information along, One thing that's very tough for Black businesses also is to find capital, is to raise capital. So invest in your local Black businesses. Invest. If you know that you go to this amazing restaurant, right? And the soul food restaurant, your local Jamaican spot, whatever it is, and you see that maybe their tables and chairs or something are not, where they should be. Maybe they're not as up to par as they should be. Talk to the owner and see what you can do about maybe doing business with them. If you are going to be maybe even an angel investor, maybe you're a furniture company. Maybe you are a company that, the furniture that comes from hotels. The furniture that comes from hotels sits in warehouses because a lot of hotels switch their stuff out all the time. And there's nothing wrong with the furniture. It looks perfectly fine. It can easily be donated. So invest in your local Black businesses. Go in there, ask them what they need. That's the top 3. Be intentional. Go into those businesses, call them up or whatever, ask them what they need, and then invest in them. That is such a great way to support Black businesses. I think a lot of things too that we overlook is mentorship. Provide resources and mentorship to young Black entrepreneurs on the come up, older Black entrepreneurs on the come up that may be having a tough time finding their way. Offer to mentor them. Say, listen, you want to work alongside me? You want to shadow me for a while? See what I do in my business? Mentor them. I've had many people that have been gracious enough for me to have them as a mentor, and then I have turned around and mentored people as well, whether it was over the phone, whether it was sending them documents of things that I have gathered over the years just to help them along. I love that. Mentorship is huge. Absolutely huge. And the final thing that I'm going to say is don't just be intentional, ask what they need and invest in them and do mentorship during Black History Month. This should be 365 days a year, all the time. Weave Black businesses into the fabric of your everyday life, and try to see if you try to find certain Black businesses for things that you want to replace stuff. My detergent, True Product detergent, Black owned. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, go seek out. Say, you know what? I want to find a Black company that does batteries. And then seek out and see if there's a company that does that. You never know what you will find. You never know what businesses out there who are Black owned are offering. But we don't often look for them. We have to go out of our way to tag ourselves as Black owned businesses. We have to go out of our way to step in front of the camera. And a lot of times what it is that we don't have the same access to advertising capital. Capital in general for the company, but especially to advertise and put our name out there like some of the larger brands. And that's a small business owner thing anyway, but especially the subset of that, small business owners, Black women, Black men, even more so. It affects us even more. So those are my top things. Be intentional about working with Black businesses and seeking them out. And when you do seek them out, ask what they need. And not only asking what they need, then take the time to invest in them. That's a major, major thing. Offer your mentorship and your resources to help them along and include them every day, not just during Black History Month. Black History Month is a great month to highlight these things, but we want to be doing these things all the time. Okay? So those are my top few tips to support Black-owned businesses. We're going to keep this going all month long. We're going to talk about Black businesses. We're going to talk about Black lifestyle. 365 Black. We're going to be on this podcast. So anybody listening, again, none of this is to segregate people from each other. This is to educate people about each other. All right? So if you want to talk to me on social media, Instagram is my most it's my most active social media. Onyx Queen Media. So it's at Onyx Queen Media. And then if you want to email me, feel free to email me hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.